Can we start? So you start your virtual machine, and what I want you to do is maybe you can do it along with me. Otherwise, just wait till I complete. I'll give you some time to do this. Go to forourson.com/passion. Okay, and you will see a file enabling acid on Hive. Another very important topic. I am downloading it into the virtual machine. Okay, so just click on that and make sure you are downloading it into your downloads folder. Save it and it will automatically open. Okay, so you asked, right, some of the materials, Krishna. So these are all the things that you can use, right? So what is acid? You might have observed many times I have shown you that whenever you run a delete command, that delete will not work. Why? Hive, the older versions are a little bit different from the traditional relational database management systems. How in traditional database management systems, there is something called atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, ACID. Okay, what does that mean? Whenever you are making an update, everybody will see that particular update. Similarly, you will be able to do a deletion of that particular row, or you can do inserts. Inserts is by default supported. Earlier versions were not having even insert also. So slowly they are growing, and one of the latest additions is making Hive transactional. This is very important. Why? Because earlier, assume that you loaded the data from, let's say, your Oracle or MySQL into Hive, and tomorrow if you want to update something into that existing data, it was not possible. Another feature or another problem was that assume that there is a claim ID and you have already some data and the new data came in, you want to delete it and insert the new row. That was not possible. All these things are very important whenever you are ingesting the data, correct? So that's what ACID mean. So there is a brief explanation I have given there, just to go through that. And let's start with a very simple example to illustrate what is meant by this feature, right? And there are so many things that you need to do, and everything I have given in the material step by step, and that's what exactly I'm going to replicate. Okay, the first thing that you need to know, you already know what is meant by partitioning, and today you have to know something more about the partitioning feature. So let me just make it big. Okay, it's taken from a magazine called Data Flare. Okay, look at this. There is a table called students details. Okay, and assume that engineering. There is a ECE department, electrical department, and mechanical engineering department. So in order to make the queries, what they have done is they have partitioned into three. Okay, one is electrical, another is electronics and communication, and the third is mechanical engineering. Three partitions, and you know very well what does it mean, right? We have done the partitions. Now let's assume that in each of these there is, let's say, 1 to 100 students or student IDs. What I want to do, I don't want to do further partitioning. You can do further partitioning, but a more flexible way is create buckets within a partition. What is meant by buckets? 1 to 10 in one bucket, 11 to 20 in another bucket, 21 to 30 in another bucket. If you do like that, assume that I am searching for all the student IDs below 5 in department electrical. What will happen? It will directly come to this particular partition and it will select that bucket where you put that 1 to 10 number, right? You are making it extremely fast, your queries. So partitioning is, of course, at the main level, at the top level, you can have partitioning. And you can have bucketing as well within the partitions. And it is not necessary that you must have partitions for having buckets. You can create buckets directly under the particular table also that are independent. Okay. So these are all the ways when you are thinking about your data model, as I told you, right? Any project that you take, the first thing that you need to do is come up with a data model. Okay. That data model is the one which is designing or which is deciding how your reports should be, what are the queries and all those kind of things. And based upon the usage, I told you, bottoms up approach. You look at the reports, look at the consumption, and from there you come back on deciding or designing your report, right? So that's what bucketing is. And there is a small explanation given on bucketing. And now, the first thing is that ACID should be supported and it should be a higher version. I am going to type high minus minus version. I think Cloudera supports it. Let us try. I have not tried on Cloudera at all. This is my Mac Hadoop. Okay. So I'm going to go here and then high minus minus version. We already know. What is a high version? I think it is 1.1, correct? We have earlier done many. It is there in ACID properties. It starts with the word ACID in foreversun.com/passion. Okay, sorry. Hive minus minus version, right? And then please look at the version. It won't tell you anything about ACID, but just look at the version. It is a higher version. Okay, 1.1.0 is this particular version, and we are going to work on this particular version here. So come back. After that, what we need to do is, there are 6 properties, I think, has to be copied exactly as it is for supporting ACID. Yesterday, we have done a very important property. What is that property? You remember? To make partition enabled. Look at this. Hive exec dynamic partition mode not strict. We have typed it, right? Like that, you have to set these 5 properties. So what I am going to do, copy this 5, right? And you are going to copy it. It will execute one by one. Okay. So right click, copy, and then go back to your prompt, start Hive. Don't forget, please don't type it on the command prompt. Nothing will happen, right? So start your Hive and then right click and paste all that 5 properties. When you are copying it, make sure that that S is missing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it one by one. Hive support concurrency equal to true. That is the first command, and then the second command is go back here. Set Hive enforce bucketing equal to true. Look at that. That is the feature which will make bucketing enabled. So right click, copy, and then come here. Right click, paste, done. Okay. And then the third one, set best way is take partially and then type that S, copy, and then S, right click, paste, non strict, that is done. And enable transaction manager. And those who are familiar with the database terminology know very well what is that meaning. Okay. By default, there is no transaction manager. Now you are telling Hive to support transactions, which is delete, all those kind of things, right? Insert and all those things, right? So right click and then paste. Yes. It's a problem with the copying from PDF. Right click, copy. Maybe you should create a file with all these parameters so that you don't have to type every time. Okay, paste. And You have to. These are all the settings not done at the Hive site.xml. Nobody will change Hive site.xml. That is by admins, right? For your session, it is available, right?
Within FluidW, can admin do that for a month?
Yeah, if they feel it, but the Hortonworks and all those people should support, no? The Hive version should be there. I think they might have enabled by default, but you have to check, okay? Yes, right click and then paste. Hive compactor is on, and the last one is the number of worker threads. Copy. Yes, right click, paste, semicolon. Good. We have set all the 5 properties, and then let us start creating a. Huh?
6 properties.
Yeah, 6, right. Yeah, we did it all, right? Okay. After we are doing this, let us create a particular table, and please see the syntax changes. First thing, bucketing is not available for text files. Remember, by default, Hive will be internally using what? Text files, right? Comma separated value files, text files. And I told you about Hive formats. I will give you a material. ORC, object row columnar. So we are going to use the property telling that we are going to store the table as ORC, not text file. If you don't write this, what will happen? It will be text file by default. So stored as ORC, and table properties is transactional equal to true. Why we typed all that 6 commands is because if you are typing directly this particular command, when it is coming to transaction equal to true, you will get an error telling that this cannot be supported by Hive because you didn't set so and so properties. So what we need to do, you need to copy this particular one and then make sure you are pasting it as it is, right? Because that is the one which will create this particular table as transaction enabled. Oh. What happened?
No, that somehow it is getting.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is go to the command prompt there and then right click and paste. I don't know whether it will give an error. Why? Because I have not tried it in Cloudera virtual machine. Transaction equal to true. Okay, it is telling fine, and we have made now the name of the table. Please look at that, T schools. Okay, T schools. I just called it as T schools. Why? Because you may have my schools and schools existing. T stands for we are enabling transactions on that particular tool, right? So we have enabled the transactional property, and once you are doing it, you go back and then go to the next command.
Default database.
Pardon?
Default
Yeah,
database.
what is the problem? Right? And then I'm going to insert some values. So as you can see, it's the same insert command. Okay, so we are going to do first transactional support, which is inserting. Okay, so right click and copy. Sometimes when you are make sure in your Mac, when you are copying this single quote will be getting changed. So make sure that there are no errors. Right click and then paste and then press enter. So there is a MapReduce getting executed. Don't worry, you just insert those values into this particular table and do it 2 times. Oh, sorry. And please see the changes. Number of reducers equal to 5. You can see that completely the MapReduce is now working in a different pattern altogether. Why? Because you have enabled those bucketing and everything into this particular table. That's why it is doing like that. You might not have seen number of reducers equal to 5 and mapper is only 1. Okay, that reason is that it needs to do the bucketing. That's the reason. and now it goes through all the reduce processes. Right? And execute it one more time.
Same command.
Yeah, same command. Two rows because we will do a delete, that's why. So paste and then press enter. Okay, and I will show you the table now. Just execute 2 times because we are just creating some fake rows inside of that particular table just for doing the deletion and etc. etc. All right, describe formatted T schools. I want to look at the details of this particular table called T schools. Describe formatted T schools and look at the difference. That simple lazy Saturday that was there yesterday all got changed now, and it is telling transaction equal to true. That's how you will know whether the table is there. So in organizations, companies, Bank of America, Florida Blue, if you are checking whether admin has enabled or not, that's the way. And then it is a managed table, and as usual all the data is kept it in user slash hive slash warehouse. So what I'm going to do, open another command prompt, hadoop fs minus ls slash user slash hive slash warehouse. Since it is in the default database, we can directly type the T schools directory name, and oh sorry, there's no symbol. Yeah, please look at the way in which it is getting created. Delta 0001, Delta 002. This is the beauty. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the internal details of ab initio or how the ETL tools work. Whenever you are doing some updates or changes to ETL using professional ETL tools, the way in which it is managed internally is they will create delta files, and it knows how to combine those particular delta files together whenever they are showing that particular result. Okay, so the delta files, it is copied from other technologies and Hive has implemented it, provided you enable the transactions. Okay, now if you want, you can just go to hadoop minus fs ls slash this particular delta file as well. There is this one, so right, copy and then just paste and then press enter, and please look at that. What is that 0 1 2 3 4? Your buckets. So it created the buckets within that particular partitions. You understand the concept, right? So yeah, yes, bucketing is getting created internally. So you can see all these names are associated with the word bucket, right? So bucketing has been done efficiently by transactional capability of Hive. And now it's select star from this particular table. So execute the command select star from table, select star from T schools. Why EGF is null? Is there, I didn't put any single quote or something. I think it got trimmed off or something. Anyway, forget it.
It's correct for me.
Oh, it is correct for you. Okay, so it is my copy. Okay, so some are nulls, don't worry, but you got that particular data. Understand clearly when you are writing this, the way in which Hive is fetching is completely different from the normal way Hive is fetching, because you have got delta files, buckets and all. It combines everything and gives you that particular result. Now, go back and let us update. Okay, I think this is a little bit old. I think they have changed this particular restriction. Anyway, let us try. I want to update the school ID. I want to make it as 10, where the school ID equal to 5. If you look at my data, where is my data? There is no school ID on the left hand side with the value 10, but there is only with 5. Okay, let us try. This used to give an error because it is a little bit old. Let's see. Okay. The map reduce is getting executed. Look again. Number of mappers equal to 5. Number of reducers equal to 5. Why? There are 5 buckets. It has to fetch the data from 5 buckets. Now you see the real map reduce is going on with the cumulative CPU and all. So little bit work is going on there. The reason is to combine the different files together and give you a consistent result. All the map process is completed. As you can see, the time is taken. Okay, and now the shuffle and sort, and after that it will start the reducer. Right, and now let us execute the select star from schools. Please look at that. For the first time, we updated Hive with a value. So this particular one is old, where you will not get an error. You can't update a bucketing column. Now the bucketing column can also be updated. So just make a note of that. Okay, I will change it later. All right. Similarly, now you can change the school name and you can get that particular result, and you can do an insert. And now let us do delete from schools. We don't have school ID equal to 5. School ID equal to 5. So we have school ID equal to 10 now, right? So delete from T schools, where the school underscore ID is equal to, right?
10.
10. Earlier you used to get, what is error? Transaction is not supported on this particular table, correct? So now you can use it just like a relational database management
But
system.
it's taking so much time, right?
Yeah, it is taking time, and you know how to avoid that particular time. I already gave you the clue. That's it. So without MapReduce, but these are all batch processes. In the evening, there will be a file coming in, and you will run this particular job in the night, and then in the morning, everything is ready. Because Hive is mainly for data warehouse related operations, right? It runs like batch processes, so timing is not
How
important.
will the Presto handle underlying HDFS systems? Like, it has to change the HDFS files, right?
It will change internally, but it will not use MapReduce. That is a whole technology,
Okay.
right? And do a select star from T schools now. I don't have the value 10 now, right? So we have done update, we have done insert, we have done delete, which is the complete transactional support on the top of Hive. Now I told you Hive is having a limitation. What is the limitation of Hive? This Hive prompt. I'm not telling about the limitation of Hive technology. What about the limitation of this Hive prompt? I told you. What is the problem with this Hive prompt? I can connect to only my Hive. I cannot query Mahesh's Hive or Krishna's Hive or Shashi's Hive by sitting in this particular system. So whenever you are executing Hive. I'm coming out of this. And if suppose you are typing Hive, you are going to get a warning message always telling that Hive CLI is deprecated. You know what is meant by deprecated? It became old. And please use Beeline. In organizations, Hive is not supported. You cannot use Hive prompt at all. You have to use Beeline, right? So how will you use Beeline? Have you used Beeline? So how will you use Beeline? Control D. The way in which you are going to use, just go and search for Beeline command, okay? And this is what you should be using in Merrill Lynch or Florida Blue, wherever it is, because you will get an error telling that Hive cannot be executed, and you will clearly see the message, use Beeline, okay? So Beeline command Hive, otherwise the company Beeline will come. Query on Hive commands using Beeline, and then you will see the Beeline command. I'm going to type it here so that you can see it. So copy and come back to Hive, right? And Beeline, what is that, minus U? I don't think there is a user needed. Yeah, that's okay. I don't think there is a you needed. User ID needed to be given. So I'll just remove that. This one. But remember, you learned something when I talked about JDBC and writing this particular command. If you want that command to work well, you should have started what? Hive server 2. So open Hive server 2 and then come back to this particular place once Hive server 2 is started, right? Leave that message and then type Beeline localhost 10,000. Look at that. So no errors now, and it is giving you Beeline is started. This is what you should be doing, okay? And now I think you have to create a connection, sorry. There is a connect option. One minute, let me check. I rarely use it. No current connection. JDBC colon Hive 2 is the Hive 2 started? Yeah. And let's do one thing, Control D and then clear. Let's try one more time. Minus E, select star from T schools. there is some problem. Let's see. Let me just search for that and let's find out. Okay, beeline connection commands. Sorry. 1 minute. Hive server 2 clients connecting to Hive. So beeline command line options. Beeline commands. Okay, so beeline command shell bin/beeline. I know. So it is two steps. Okay, I forgot that. Okay, so what you need to do is after Hive server 2 is starting. Okay, first just type beeline. Okay, there might be another option. Okay, just search in the search and find out. Okay, I am telling you one way. Connect, and then you have to give the connection options. Connect, and you have to give the user ID, password, and the connection parameters. So what is it? Connect. What is it? JDBC : hive2 / localhost : 10,000. Don't forget this. Now you know very well about what is the MySQL JDBC parameter. What is the MySQL parameter? JDBC : MySQL / localhost : 3306. Look at that. Now you know what is JDBC. You were not aware of JDBC at all before. That's how JDBC will look like. Oracle, different. Teradata, very different. Right? So you should know that JDBC URL. Admin will tell you that. Yeah. Now you got the connection. This is how it will look like if everything is okay. And now type show databases. Show tables. All the tables are there now. Okay. Write your select query. Select star from T schools. Good.
It's asking me for username when I did.
Yeah, just type Hive or Cloudera. That's it.
Password.
No, it won't ask you password.
It's asking.
It will not ask you password. I have typed it in front of you. Just type Hive and press enter. That's all.
It's asking me to.
See this? Oh, enter password. Hive. You can give anything. Oh, I see. Show databases I typed against the username. And password I typed Hive. Right. Watching just to tell one.
No, I was looking
Okay.
for beeline command.
All right. Got it? Right?
Yep.
So that is beeline. Now, you asked, is there anything other than Presto which will help you to query Hive without MapReduce? So there are two. How will you read it, Shashi?
It says
And another? There are two tools, remember this. Thais and Impala, which will skip MapReduce like Presto. The advantage of Presto is Presto can connect to multiple data sources, whereas Impala and Thais can connect only to Hive. So if you don't want MapReduce to get executed, make sure that Thais is enabled. Florida Blue, Merrill Lynch and all, Thais is enabled by default. If it is US is Cloudera, so Impala is enabled by default. So no MapReduce will get executed to answer your question. It will be fast. You have to check with the admins how to enable Thais in the queries. And you can see why it is called as Thais. That's a Hindi word which means fast. Thais, Ambari, Thais. All these Hortonworks words are very much taken from Hindi. Right? Now, unfortunately, I cannot show you this at all. Why? Because I'm using Hortonworks or Cloudera. Cloudera. So what I can show you is Impala. So a small section on Impala. What I want you to do, go to 4hoursun.com. This week you have to do lot of exercises. 4hoursun.com/passion, and inside that there is a directory you can see called HIVE, acid and Avro. It's a directory. There will be 3 files inside that particular directory, and those are the 3 files that you should download. Already you downloaded one.
Enabling.
Enabling acid on HIVE, we have already gone through. It is passion bytes slash, 4hoursun.com/passion slash hive and Avro, hive acid and Avro. This is the directory name. Okay. If you click on that, you will get 3 files. All the 3, you save it to your local or your virtual machine, wherever you don't lose it. Okay. Now, I want you to open this Cloudera Impala workbook, okay, and please work on this. Very similar commands, okay. Let me just start it off by showing you how Impala works and how you can start Impala. So, just what you need to do is type this particular query, Impala shell -i localhost. Remember, if it is a professional environment, instead of localhost, please give the IP of the machine that the admins are giving you. So copy, and what you need to do is go back to your Cloudera. I'm coming out of Beeline now. Clear, and paste that particular command. See, because of the PDF, vi impala.txt, control V, right click, and paste. See how it is coming. This PDF copy proper. Okay, so delete. -i localhost --QUIET. Copy. Right click and paste. It's not set. Oh, Impala-shell. Sorry. Impala-shell is the command. So just go there and type one more time. Impala-shell is a single word. Look at that. It is running in 21,000 table, 21,000 port, and you get this particular prompt there. And now just type in your usual queries. Show databases, right? Show databases. Default, show use default, show tables. Select count star from orders.
I got not connected.
What can I do? It's connecting now.
Same for
Every time whenever you executed count star, it did the MapReduce program. Look at that. It won't execute MapReduce now. So you surpassed MapReduce. What happened, Krishna? What is the command that you type? Impala-shell?
Yeah, command is correct, but it shows you cannot connect to Impala. Do we need to do it in 5 server 2?
You typed Impala or Impala? Correct only. Okay, come here.
able to see tables.
This is regular. Here I started HIVE 12 below.
Okay. Localhost space minus minus pi.
Still it does.
The same thing.
Not QET. QUIET.
You have to count it.
Enter.
No, not able to see tables.
I didn't get what.
Not able to see tables.
Oh,
Tables.
okay.
Yeah, I think you should connect it.
No, that's
I
not
have the
correct.
same not connected.
I am doing now. Alright. Impala shell not connected. Impala shell minus L. Not connected. Use connect to establish.
You have to create these ones.
Why are you typing it in this particular prompt?
No, that's what I got after cloud. When I
Can you come out of this? Okay, open a new one and now type the command. Hey, what is this?
No.
Ah.
I'm not okay. That's not how I get.
Okay. Impala shell minus I localhost. Enter.
Yeah. Now it connected. I don't know why.
In primary school, your teacher did not teach you well. That's why I always ask which primary school you studied.
Why? What happened? I'm still not. What did you do? Okay,
And
you're
she
not
might have typed the
connected.
command.
Not connected. Go to a new prompt. This is new prompt. No, because you got a not connected. Get rid of this. Open a new prompt, then it will work again. Because I tried. We got not connected, and that's why we are again typing.
Wait.
Oh, you don't have the count of paste?
Minus
Yes, I-
localhost.
no, it-
Wait. Minus QUIET. Enter. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Did you copy paste? I think you copy paste.
No, not copy paste. Can you show me whether you got an IP or not?
Is it right?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the third icon. That is a problem.
No, I have IP 10.1.10.
Why it is not connecting? It is exactly, it is connecting to everybody.
Adapter 1, and I got it.
You got the IP?
No, I got IP, yeah.
Your Hive server 2 is started or not?
Just started.
Huh? Can you please type Hive server 2 space status? Sorry.
Sorry. I have supposed to start. Close this?
No. Wait. Don't close. Wait. Come out. Exit.
Exit.
Control D. Control X.
Which database are you using?
Let's close this. Close the document. Close the document. Okay, you are going to this site means you will have this one. Okay, close this one. And now, can you please type Hive server 2 space status? Hive server 2 space status. Enter. Not Hive server. Hive server. One letter is your hobby, I think. Huh? You should tell running or you got right? Not getting in there. Okay, it internally started Hive server 2, I think. Okay. Now you type Impala. Impala. Is transport exception. Transport exception means it is not able to connect. Okay. Control B. Can you quickly do a restart? No, I want to make it sure. Okay, everyone is getting no. Just do a save power off. No. Okay. Anyway, now start it just to see one more time.
Very quick question.
Yeah.
I'm able to connect, but I'm not able to see any tables in the database.
You don't have tables?
No, I have tables.
What is the table?
This is default table in my schools.
Huh?
Default. See, database is default.
Okay, you select and show me that window.
In
Show tables. Show tables. Okay, T schools sample. Okay, now come to your this thing. Okay, now use default. Yeah. No. Default. Yeah, show table. Sample is there, no? Is there? So select star from sample. Select star from sample.
What happened to my D schools?
I don't see T schools in there. You don't have T schools? No, I created it.
I think T schools is not being displayed because it is a transactional table. Maybe Impala is not able to read that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason. See, it's not there. Impala is not able to read that delta. I told you, the way in which it is represented is different. It's not able to read that one. Yeah, that makes sense. Why? Because transactions are not supported even in Presto as well. If the table is transactional, it is not able, because the way in which you read the data is different.
How did you get?
Where is T schools? I don't have T schools. Do you have T schools? No. Mahesh also not having T schools. Other tables are displayed. Right? Now, next important thing is that I am giving you some assignment that you have to complete it if you want to. Remember what I told you about Avro schema? What is Avro schema? It will allow you to change the things dynamically, right? A complete material is being provided. Again, it is Cloudera specific, Avro schema evolution, and I have given a complete picture of an example on. First, you will create a table, and then you are going to, change it. Please look at that. You will understand it clearly. So, first, I am creating a table with the department ID and a department name. And after creating the department ID and department name, I am going to add one called manager name. And then I am going to remove the department ID and change the column name. And then I am going to completely remove, so I am going to make it as department name, and then I will remove the manager name. Everything will be supported by one single schema. That's what we call as Avro schema evolution. Please practice on this. Okay?
For event first, this is that it is Avro.
You have to store as Avro when you create the table. So you will just to see when you are beginning the command, you will see the most important thing. Right? And what will happen when you do this particular command on scoop import? I have showed you this. When I do this particular command, all the internal data will be stored as .avro, and there will be a file created, avsc file, and I have opened that avsc file and showed you that is the schema. What you will do, you will go there and change that particular schema, and you will reload your table, so that there is nothing getting broken when you are doing that. That's called Avro schema evolution.
That is information schema for all these Avro files.
Correct. Okay. One more. Go back. Please do, because there is nothing in telling on all these things. That's why please do this. Okay. Click on. Hive Excel and joins. One directory will be there called Hive Excel and joins. Please don't download that Excel project.zip. You cannot work on that anymore. It became very, very old. But there is a very useful document inside that hivejoins.pdf. Again, these are all the materials that will help you for your daily references. Okay. And in Hive joins, I am giving you some nice examples of how will you do an inner join, how will you do a left join, and how will you do a right join, with some examples. The files that are needed, if you go back to that same folder, there is customers.txt, myorders.txt, and orders.csv. All the examples that I am mentioning in the material is relying on those three files. So you need to download that three files, right? And then you have to do it. And if you scroll down, there are some interesting examples before you are starting it, and these are all the things that I tell in the final class. Why? Because you never asked it. How can I print the header when I am printing the Hive columns? You never got it, right? How can I skip the header? Remember, whenever I loaded the myschools.csv, what we did? We removed that header and then we created a Hive table. You don't have to, actually. Okay, how? First you will write hive.cli.printer.header equal to true, which means that whenever you are printing the table, you will get the header also. And if you write one line, table properties skip.header.line count equal to 1, what will happen is that it will consider the first row as the header and it will omit that. So you don't have to create a new file and you have to do this one. Next important thing is that if you are scrolling down, it will tell you all the different examples of doing the joins. Every example with a screenshot is being provided. Okay. Please go through this as well. Can you? There are 3 or 4 materials you have to complete. Step by step, please execute it. Everything is there with the screenshots, all the commands and everything is been given. Okay. And now, how can I sort by date? No, okay. Now some of you have asked what I should do in